Hey, Francis, can you hear me? Kate, how are you going? Can you guys hear me? I just need to do a sound check, make sure my microphone's right. Yeah, you're good? You can hear me? Awesome. Hey, how is everyone? Long time no see, Facebook. Aliza, Leanne, Kate. Hi, Kim. How are you going? Julie. Hey, Carol. How is everyone? I was reading all your comments. It's so hot in here. I'm just going to open up a window. 2 seconds. Oh. Right. Now I can breathe a little bit. Okay, how is everyone? Kim, Kate, Julie, Nathan. Finally got back on. Thank you for being patient all these weeks. There's been a few up and downs and all over the place, but I really do appreciate you being supportive. And I haven't got a bow tie on tonight because it's just too muggy. I just couldn't do it. So excuse me. Somebody's written up here, tired of lockdown. I know, Kate, I know exactly how you're feeling. We're all sick of lockdown. But as I keep telling myself and as I keep telling everybody else, try and find something good about it. You know, we all whinge that we don't have enough time for our kids, and we all whinge that we haven't got enough time for this and that. And so I just see it as, you know, an incredible opportunity to spend time with the little ones whilst they're at home. Oh my God, Francis, I love frogs. I did hear some earlier on coming from a little creek near a friend's place. But anyhow, I'm going to be doing some readings tonight. Good morning, Melanie. Where are you from? Who's new tonight? Do we ever have anybody that's new? Hi, Kelly. Did anybody watch the Canadian? I can't even remember what it was called. How bad is that? Hey, Julie. Tell me where you're from, guys. Canada. Awesome. Did you catch the mediumship event last week? You love my hair and outfit. I just could not put on a bow tie. I looked at it and I went, yeah, it's not happening. Julie's from Shell Harbour. I know. I'm so sorry. You're from Melbourne. Yeah, we're in Melbourne too. Anyway, you're all on tonight. That's the main thing. And we've all reconnected, which is really cool. Everyone's like commenting on my hair. You have no idea how many buckets of product is in it to keep it up like this. Admin will verify. Anyhow, I want to do some readings for you tonight, guys. And I don't know what I want to do, but I know I want to do some readings, and I know I'm going to do that. So that's really cool. Does anybody have any pressing questions or wants to open up a discussion about anything? I just realized my coffee's over there. Does anybody do readings? Go for it. Yes, Leanne. Hey, Sarah. Thinking about doing a uni course next year. At least do it. Do it. Spirit's telling me you'll change your mind halfway through and do a different major. Yeah. I want to I just want to send some heartfelt wishes out to everybody. You know, it's always really difficult as a medium when you see things, and we do see things that are sometimes not as pleasant as some other things we see. And so tonight I just wanted to send out some love to everybody that's lost not only somebody recently, whether it be through COVID or whether it be through some other shortcoming, whether they've passed from illness or age or whatever it is. Anybody that's suffering grief at the moment, I just want to hold space for you tonight in this banter, because I think that, it's been a really difficult 2 years, and a lot of us have lost loved ones that we haven't been able to say goodbye to. And, as a medium, it's really difficult because we get contacted, and I'll just let you in on a little bit. The other day, I was contacted by some people, and it was a missing persons actually. And, it's really difficult from a medium's side when you can actually see the outcome, if that makes sense. And it's so unethical for us to predict death or anything like that. We just can't do it. It's so unethical, but it's so hard when you have an idea of how things are going to play out, and you have to hold that space and hold that love and hope to God that you're wrong. But it really does affect me when it turns out the way that I see. And, it never becomes easy when that, the person that's contacted you is going to go through heartbreak because of the loss of a loved one. So I had one of those last week, and I just want to send love out to not only that family, but to every family that's lost a loved one, and anybody that might be grieving at this moment for whatever reason. I think it's a time of reflection, and I'm a really big believer that if you love somebody, tell them. And because we never know when that last time might be. And there are so many people that, get up in the morning, and then there's so many people that don't get up in the morning. So go to bed with that loving energy on your mind. Don't go to bed angry. Forgive people, because they are just learning lessons essentially. And just always have that open heart space to be understanding and compassionate, because we're all in this together. We know none of us get out alive. And I think that we just, if anything we can learn from COVID, it's that we need to bring ourselves to a unification rather than disband. So anyway, that was my blurb for tonight's banter. And I think it's really important. Julie Marshman, Dad's been unwell, still not great. Can you see if he'll get better? Julie, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not a medical doctor. At the moment, he's holding his own. Like I've said, I can't predict death. And we do see it. As mediums, we do see it, unfortunately. We can look at a person and know how they're going to pass. We can look at an outcome and know how it's going to end out. But we always have that little bit of hope in our hearts that we're wrong. And, it's a crazy world. But that's how it plays out. And that's the cards we get dealt, and that's what we have to play with. Speaking of cards, I want to shout out, massive big shout out to our beautiful Nick Bibes or BBs, because he's been nominated with his incredible illustrator. I can't remember her name. I'm so bad at it. But anyway, Nick has been nominated for the Carter Awards for his cards. And I just want to say congratulations. I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of the journey that he's come from. And I hope he wins the living shit out of those awards, because he deserves it. And I also know that another beautiful friend of mine, Rachel Grace, has been nominated for the Carter Awards as well. And so I'm sending out love to her for her numerology cards. If anybody hasn't got those, get them because they're really awesome. I do have them, but I have to be honest, I don't know how to read them because I'm not really mathematical and I don't really know anything about numbers or numerology. But I might get Rachel on one night and we'll use her cards and she can show you how to do it. So there you go. Kim lost 2 uncles in the past 5 weeks. Oh, that's hard. Sending lots of love to you and your family. And just know that they're in the best place now. They're in a beautiful place. They're free from hurt and fear and anger and pain. And they're living an incredible life. Bella's written out here. Wait a minute, I'll pop it up. There you go. Love is all we need. Don't let the sun get on your anger. Weeping lasts for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Don't know about that, but I think that's a beautiful saying. Always something good comes after something bad. So just remember that. And they're never gone. Never gone. Do you like my library? I wish I had a library like that. Okay. What else can I see? Hi, Brian. How are you? Di, I haven't read your message about the animals just yet. Just reading some of your messages, guys. So don't forget to pass it on, like and share, bring people on. What have I got here? My daughter's been trying to fall pregnant for over 2 years. Can you see it happening soon? Sammy, she needs to relax, okay? She needs to relax. I'm not a medical doctor, but if she hasn't sought some medical intervention for that, she might want to just go in and just to make sure everything's running smoothly. Sometimes we get little cysts and little blockages that can be right pain in the bum, but yeah, look, I don't see anything negative there, but she might just need a little bit of intervention to help out. Leanne, how you going? Lisa, message from me getting anything. Hi, babe. I should say hey. I skipped past your message. Oh, there's something else. Tomorrow, Victoria in Melbourne. All the little kids go back to school, and of course it's online learning. But I just want to send some love out to those little Vegemites who are struggling at the moment. It is difficult times for them as well, and I just want everybody to just go a bit easy on their kids, because as much as they can be right shits at times, they struggle too. Their emotions are valid too. Their little hearts hurt too. They feel all the same emotions as we do, but they don't have the tools all the time to be able to deal with them. So no yelling and screaming at them. Just be compassionate and understanding that, they're doing the best that they can as well, even if they are destroying your house. They are here to test us, but they're also here to love us, and vice versa. So for all the little ones that are going back to school tomorrow, and the big ones going back to school tomorrow, take it easy, be kind to yourselves. And I just want to send out some love to Araya, because she's going back to school tomorrow as well. And it's nearly the end of the year, isn't it? Crazy. Di's like, we used to get excited for school holidays, and now we're excited to go back to school. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. You wish you'd been homeschooled. Wow. Tell me your favorite subjects while I figure out what readings I'm doing. What's your favorite subjects? What subjects did you do at school? Let's have them. I want to know what subjects you've done. We've been doing looking at all these little personality quizzes with Raya, and I can't even remember the names of half of them, but I think there's like a light academic and a dark academic and an artist, and I don't know, all these weird names and language of categorizing people and personalities. It's really funny. Here we go. Here's the subjects. Home economics. Art and drama, it says Zoe. Maths, Maths, home economics, Jojo says. Home economics, got to eat what we cooked. Yeah, we did. Business management was my favorite. Alicia, business management. Wow. My favorite was drama and music, and psychology and biology. They're my favorites. American history. Wow. English. Kate did English. Yeah, English was one of my favorites because I didn't really have to work hard to pass it. It's kind of cheating, but never mind. Shani, am I able to ask the spirits not to listen to my thoughts? Well, of course you can ask them, but I don't know whether they're going to listen to them. You just have to remember that spirit's fluid, okay? So they see everything, know everything, and whatever lesson you're meant to learn in your life, you've got to learn whether they're listening or not listening. One of the biggest questions is that when we tell people, spirit knows everything, they look at us and they go, oh, do they know that too? And we're like, yeah, they know that too. So yeah, you just have to, it's like the wind and the breeze, you can't see it, but it's always there. So just don't give it any attention, Shani. If you don't want them to hear your thoughts, then quieten your mind down a little bit and just don't give it too much attention. That's what I would suggest for that one. English and psychology. English, poetry, and linguistics. Oh, wow. I love sociology as well, I have to admit. And history. I just love anything that, I'll read anything. Anything. Okay. What am I going to do? What card decks do you want? I would love to know if I'm going to go get one of the 2 jobs I applied for. Anything you can give me about them. Also. All right, let's ask some questions. This is some psychic work, okay? Because I can't reach my cards at the moment. I'd love to know if I'm going to get one of the 2 jobs I applied for. Anything you can tell me about them that will stand out for me. Not quite sure what the second half of that means. Anything you can tell me about them that will stand out. I'm going to get one of the 2 jobs. Do you know what, Georgina? I see, I can see the 2 jobs you've applied for, but I can also see another one. It does look like it's a little bit smaller. It looks like you haven't given much thought to it, but I'm going to hold the space for that particular job. Okay. So at the moment I see almost like 3 prongs, 2 on one side and a smaller one on the other side. And I want to go for the smaller one. So I don't know whether there's something else that you haven't applied for, but you've been thinking about, or something that you thought you were never going to get and you sort of like wiped it off. But I'm just getting that there's something else there, and it may not be the 2 that you've actually applied for. So just hold that and see what the outcome comes forward as it presents itself. Anything that you can see? Okay, I'm just going to go in an order of you guys. And don't forget, you can book in a reading with me. If I can find my, there. Okay, there's my email running across the bottom. You can, not my email, my webpage. You can actually book in through there. So let me just have a look. Anything that you can see coming if of huge importance this week? Melanie, I'm seeing some sort of, I'm actually being given the words finalization. So I know it's the ending of something or the completion of something. And I think it's a long time coming, if that makes sense. And so I just want to sort of like just hold that space and just say, be patient, because I do see like a finalization. I see something ending. And it feels like I don't know whether there's a legal aspect to it, or actually I'm seeing 2 things as well. Somebody near around you too, Melanie, is either building a house and getting the keys or something along those lines. But it's been a big dragged out situation, and I'm seeing the door closed on it. So just hold on to that one and let us know how that goes later on in the week. Francis horses. Kate. Sorry, I've gone to Lisa. Hang on a second. Is there anything happening in Melbourne regarding political events this week? There's always something happening in Melbourne regarding political events this week, Lisa. And I really don't want to start politics on the banter. So yeah, look, there's always something going on, but this isn't the forum for it. So you're welcome to ask me another question, but I'm not going to answer that one because I just cannot be bothered. Hey, there's Nick himself. I don't know if you're on before, Nikki, but I just wanted to congratulate you on your Carter nominations, and all of us on the banter wishing you all the best. And it was Kate that did the illustrations on those, wasn't it? I think it was. So we're sending out lots of love and lots of yummy, heartfelt, go win, go get 'ems, because I know that you're going to do really well. Now there, I'm going to try here, Kate. There we go. I've been given a new work opportunity, just not sure if I should take it. I want to, but not sure my official. What? Why? Why are you talking yourself out of it? If you want to take it, take it. Okay. That's a no-brainer. If you don't like it or something, or it doesn't work out for some reason, then you can just turn around and go back in the opposite direction, or something amazing will come forward. So, I always want to say to you, don't stand on the side of the station and watch the train keep going past. If you want to do something, do it. Okay, do it. Jump off that platform, jump onto the train, and see where the ride takes you. If it takes you to somewhere that you don't want to be, that's okay. Get on another train. As you guys know, Dolly Parton is the most biggest influence in my life, and one of her iconic sayings, if you don't like the road you're on, pave another one. So I'm going to leave Dolly with you, Kate, and I wish you all the best either way. Shani McTaggart wants to know if her late mum is watching over the children. Of course she is. She's watching over all of you. Passing over doesn't mean they just see you later, goodbye. They actually have the availability to, watch over each and every one of you and be there and be present, and they hear everything, and so much more love to spread around because they're not stuck in a sick, ill, or, a body that just doesn't work for them anymore. So, they're free from all the pain, free from anger, fear, hurt, all that sort of stuff. And so I just want you to just remember that she is with you always. You got that on your Facebook. Well done, Eliza. Okay, guys, one question per person. You're all flinging them at me. Hi. Do you see anyone watching over me? I always have of course, Kelly. Anybody and everybody is watching over here. Your guides are watching over you. Your spirit animals are watching over you. Your loved ones that have passed over, they're all watching over you. It's just like walking down the street. You see people all the time. We're never, ever, ever, ever alone. Just remember that. We always have somebody there. So, tap into that energy, Kelly. When you feel like somebody's there, have a quick think. Who comes to mind? And that's who that person will be. Where am I going now? Here we go. Alicia's asking, can spirit tell you if you've done or doing the right thing by your dad? Alicia, I'm going to ask you one question. Are you doing your best? And if the answer to that is yes, then there's no better that you can be doing. And, you're right on track with that. So well done. And sending lots of love to you and your dad. Hey, Zoe. Mel. Mel, I'm as soon as I clicked on your thing, I heard an allergy. So I don't know whether he's allergic to something that they haven't picked up yet. But I think it's something down that line, like an allergy or some sort of reaction is what I'm getting. I'm not a medical doctor, so don't quote me on that. But as soon as I clicked on you, I heard allergy. So I don't know if that's going to be helpful. Will we ever get to the bottom of your husband's health issues? I do see him being quite sensitive, okay, and sensitive to a lot of different things in recent times. And I just want to say to you, what's he doing different? What has he done different in the past? I don't know whether he's been working around the chemicals or working around something that he normally wouldn't work around, but I feel like it's something like that. There's my kid. What are you doing? Hey, how you feeling? I love you. Give Jen a kiss from me. It's just stuck in what path to take next. Thank you, lovely. Alicia, when you're struggling to find what path to go on, just stand still. Okay, stand still and it will become evident. No worries. Okay. Okay, right. Look, I did promise you guys that I wasn't going to do mediumship because I wanted to bring forward as many messages as I can. But I have to ask that, does somebody know an Arnold or an Arnie? Arnie or Arnold? We had a few readings. There's always something missing. Bella, as you know, and as I've explained to you 100 times over, what happens is that when you have a reading, we can't control who actually comes through spirit. Okay, you will get the messages that you need to know, if that makes sense. If you're having a reading with me and you want to speak to somebody specifically, then just ask me and I'll bring them through. But generally it's whoever wants to come forward and is the strongest that will actually present, and then that will come in, if that makes sense. Okay, I will tell the boss that it's next Friday. Female Arnie. Okay, is there anybody else that knows an Arnie? Mary, the message I'm getting for you is love yourself. My new dog's coming. Is named Ali. Oh, wow. I knew you'd get a new dog. Is it a Great Dane? All right. There's a few people that are talking about being watched over. So I'm going to bring that topic up just quickly. So we all at times feel as if we're not alone. We all at times feel as if we're being watched over, or, there's somebody near and around us. And when that happens, what I want you guys to do is just, who comes to mind? If a song comes on the radio, who comes to mind? And that's who it will be that you are feeling near and around you. Okay. Sometimes it'll be a smell and you think, oh, that smells like Nana, or, oh, that smells like Granddad, or, oh man, that sounds like Dad's favorite music. That's who it will be. They do manipulate electronic stuff. So, lights, sound, music, all of that sort of thing, photography, they manipulate the living daylights out of that to make themselves known. But usually when you have that feeling of being watched over, or whether you're asking, my kids are being watched over, is who it is, who comes to mind. Okay. And that's who your answer will be. All right. If you do struggle with it and you're wanting more specifics, please book in for a private reading. I do all sorts of different readings with different prices, and I want to keep it really basic on the banter. Just to give you a little bit of insight where I can, and just to hold space, I guess, have a bit of a yap and a bit of a reading here and there. But I'm not going to be doing full readings like I used to be, because I don't think that's fair on everybody else. So if you want a reading, please book in with me. A new Great Dane puppy. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see. Is it a girl? Yeah, there you go. See, mum and dad were talking about a father that had passed over. I hate using the word dead, Elisa. I just find it so confronting for people, and I don't unless my computer's dead. I don't like referring to people as dead. I prefer to say they've passed. So, yeah. Oh yeah, Di. Hey, it's Halloween month. Woohoo! How cool is that going to be? It's going to be noisy in my head, but oh well, you guys will get out of it. Sweets and candy, but I don't know whether we're allowed to do trick or treating. So, you might have to treat yourself. Leanna, what you've written. You say ass too. I think there's supposed to be a P in front of that. What's Kelly written? When I'm in the garden. Wait, I'll pop these up so you can all see them. That's epic. I love typos. What is it? When I'm in the garden in warm weather, I always see a white butterfly. Always. Is it in the imagination, or do you think that that's somebody with me? Again, Kelly, signs and symbols. Okay. If that represents a person to you, a white butterfly, then that's who it is. Okay. A lot of people will see white butterflies. They'll see feathers. They'll hear music, specific songs. I've got a specific feather. It doesn't matter what bird it's from, but it's a certain part of the bird. And these feathers are always shaped a certain way. And whenever I see one of those feathers anywhere, I know exactly who that feather's from, because it's always the same shape. And, I actually found one the other day and photographed it to a friend of mine and said, hey, look, I just found. So, yeah, look, it's always about what does it mean to you? I mean, it can mean absolutely nothing to me, but it can mean a whole lot to somebody, one of you guys out there. So just ask yourself, what are your signs and symbols for your loved ones? Because it's always about symbology. Okay. Feathers are seen as messages from angels. Some people find coins as well. I always have coins that just pop out. They're always a 5-cent piece. And they'll just port from somewhere, and I'll know that spirit's around by sending me a 5-cent piece. Sometimes it's butterflies. Sometimes it's a specific little bird. It really just, it really just depends on, what you're asking spirit for. So when you're asking for a sign or a symbol for your loved ones, just be really specific. This is what I want, and they will certainly bring that forward. So in answering your question, yes, I do think it's somebody with you, and no, not necessarily your imagination, because butterflies are usually out around that time. So that's so cool, Kelly. Ask yourself, who might it be? What's Bella written? It's meant to be a boy, but in our last reading you said I would have a girl. I need to book a new reading with you to explain. Are you trying to tell me your dog had a sex change? That's so funny. There you go, 4-leaf clovers. 4-leaf clovers. 4-leaf clovers. These is written here. 4-leaf clovers. What else have we got? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed your reading and that you made sense of it. Can the angels leave you a feather or butterflies too? Lots of things. Lots of things. You can have butterflies. You can have feathers. You can have coins. Lost my signal, but I'm back. Hey, Julie. Welcome back. Kelly McLean. Oh, I love ladybugs. Okay, so we've been told that a ladybug resembles my late father. Well, first of all, I would be asking, who told you? Hi, baby. Who told you that? How are you on Facebook? Anyway, we've been told that they're ladybugs, but what I'm going to ask you is, how do you know? Who told you that? Because I'm a really strong believer that you need to form your own. I call it a symbol bank. You need your messages to make. You need to make your own sense. Oh my God, I'm having a little like mama meltdown here. The kid's on Facebook all of a sudden. You got her Facebook. Oh my God, I was going to ask you the other day, could we get her Facebook? Okay, I'm going to ask you guys a question. How do you deal with a kid that's suddenly growing up and you can't deal with it, right? That's my question. As Nick's saying, ask for a specific thing if you want your guides to show you, and that's exactly right. I can tell you a little story that I've got a ball. I know it sounds really weird, but it's a ball associated with somebody that I have in spirit. And I remember walking along and asking like, oh, how do I know you're there? How do I know I'm on the right path? What can, and I heard her say, well, ask for a symbol. And I'm like, all right, something yellow. So I'm walking a little bit down this pathway. It was the Warburton Trail. And I see this star picket with a yellow top on it. And I'm like, nah. Yeah, Kylie's got it, a yellow ball. And I'm like, no, it's not a star picket. No, give me something else. So I'm walking a little bit further and I see this splash of paint on the ground. It's bright yellow. And I'm like, that looks like bird shit. Like yellow bird shit. No. And then I hear, well, ask for something specific. So I was being really, like, I can be really cocky sometimes. I'm like, well, I don't know, a kid's yellow ball, one of them plastic yellow balls. And I was driving to work the next day, and no dead of a lie, here's this yellow ball in the gutter alongside the Warburton Trail. But it was gold. And I'm like trying to convince myself that it's not yellow. So I ring up a friend and I'm like, you know how I was telling you about the yellow ball? Well, I found a gold one. Does that count? And she's like, no, because it's gold. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not red and it's not blue. It's yellow. Anyway, we're having this two-way conversation over the phone, hands-free, of course, as I was driving home. And I turn the corner to go into my street, and I look across the road, and here's this kid in a pram with a canary yellow plastic soccer ball. No joke. And since then, every time she's around, I will see a yellow ball. I found yellow balls in gutters. I found a yellow ball with a smiley face in the middle of the road. Whenever she's wanting to connect with me, I will find a yellow ball. And for a while, I started collecting them. But then when she wanted to connect with me, she'd throw them all into the middle of my bed. And that just freaked the living daylights out of me. So I got rid of them. But I thought I'd test her one day. And I said, all right, I don't want yellow anymore. I want a blue ball. Again, no lie, I went to a friend's place and I was fluffing around in her garden and I found a blue tennis ball. Crazy. So yeah, Nick's right. Ask for something specific when you're wanting a specific message from a loved one. My yellow balls and it's really creepy. Okay, where am I at now? Alcohol. Alcohol. I'm just reading everybody's message. I got offered a girl puppy from a best friend of mine. He was suicidal. You predicted that in our last private reading. I declined, but have a new blue boy coming. Oh. What sort of puppy is it? I want a puppy. Yeah, yellow ball. See, it's so funny. Everybody I know that knows me really, really well knows two stories. They know the story about Mary, Jesus Mary, and the story of the yellow balls. And wow, they're crazy stories. Grounding outside in bare feet and pony poo. That's funny. Oh my gosh, the kids on Facebook. That just opens up a whole new world, doesn't it? I just want it to be known on social media that I will not be held responsibility for anything. It's a Great Dane puppy. Oh my God, I want a puppy. Okay. Hi, Wendy. Any idea why my husband has been struggling to sleep? Maybe he's not tired. Be serious now. Okay. I'm not a doctor, Mary. I would love to be, because I'd like to have the money that goes with it, but not the hours of work that they have to go through. However, what I'm going to say to you is, when you go to the doctor next, ask them to do a liver function test, because what Spirit is telling me is something to do with liver. Okay, but I'm not a doctor. So just see how you go with that one. I feel as if his liver's running a little bit hot, and just see. In the meantime, try him on some red berries, like strawberries, raspberries, all of the red berries, blueberries, and that will quieten things down, and see if he sleeps any better doing that. Oh my God, you guys have got, there's so many questions on here. Wait. Pause. Grounding outside, I'm still stuck in hi. Hi, Wendy. Bella's got a Great Dane. Wow, is he still looking for a home for it? I'm going to get killed in a minute. Hi, Sue. Hey, Renee, that rhymes. Hi, Sue, miss you. Ha ha ha. That's so cool. All right, what else? My dog is 8 years old. His name is what? My dog is 8 years old. Her name is Bella. She's been in a bit of pain lately with her front legs. I've been giving her osteo tablets from the vet. Should I be doing more, or can you see if she's doing good? Hey, vet, can you answer that question? Okay. Zoe, I'm going to let admin know and answer that one. Okay, all right. I'm going to grab some cards, and I'm going to grab my coffee. So go get your coffees, and we're going to pull some cards. All right. Can't live without coffee, guys. You just can't do it. Okay, I've got a couple of cards here. I'm going to open up these cards. I got them sent to me the other day, and so I haven't even got a clue what they look like. Bear with me. Has anybody got any new card decks recently? Don't forget, guys, to like and share. Hi, Lisa. Just popped in to say hi. Send love. Hi, Lisa. Hi. Hey, River, you watching? Can you? I'm just going to pop it up here and have another look here. I'm going to leave your message here for 2 seconds. Oh, these are pretty. I like these. Okay, so what I've gotten hold of, I don't know how old they are. I don't know. Somebody sent me these Zen cards. Has anybody got these? They're square, so they're really cool. I wonder if I can shuffle drop these. They're really pretty though, look. Balance. Okay, I'm going to read this question again just to see what guidance I can get for you. dog's 8 years old. Her name is Bella. She's been in a bit of pain lately with her front legs. I've been giving her osteo tablets from the vet. Should I do more, or can you see if she's doing good? Look, I'm not a vet, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a vet, but maybe some stretching. I don't know. I'm not a vet. But I would suggest that, if her legs are hurting, maybe take her off the legs, put her in some water. I think the Maine Coon's trying to bust into the room. The other thing too, zinc is really good. I don't know whether you can give dogs zinc. Zinc. Hi, Squishy. Yeah, I'd take off her legs, like put her in the bathtub and just let her float a bit. All right, anyway. Oh, God, they're all stuck together. Hang on. Oh, my God, Di, I just had a brain fart. I thought you had an old dog called Francis. And then I just reread it again. Okay. I think the best thing to do is just follow the guidance of the vet, and you are old. Yeah, I don't have a definitive answer for that one. I'm just feeling just some, if it's joint pain, it's arthritic and things like that. Osteo work, some stretching. What was I going to say? She struggles a bit. Oh, that's so sad. All right, let's go. Okay, enough dog talk now. Where am I going to go? Okay, Tina, I'll go there first. All right, Tina, your card. Okay, these are Zen cards. Oops. Oh, I nearly dropped one already. I don't want your vibes. Keep your sex toys to yourself. All right, that was a bit low, bit below the belt, but never mind. It is my show, right? I can do that. Okay. Oh, these are nice. These feels nice. These feels nice, guys. They're little square Zen cards, and they're about that big. Nice. I like them. These got sent to me. All right. Inner peace. Inner peace. This is what I've got here. Inner peace. And it says, it's got like this little message on the back. I'm going to read it out to you. Inner peace. Fulfillment. Attain it and life works. Give it away and happiness becomes elusive. So they're like little mantras on the back of these cards. I'm going to read it out. Inner peace brings fulfillment. Attain it and life works. Give it away and happiness becomes elusive. Okay. So this is basically saying, Tina, that you need to find that inner peace. You can't find it externally. You can only find that internally. And sometimes we get so used to looking for things outside of ourselves that we forget that we hold all the answers and the key information. So anything that you're seeking guidance on, check in with yourself first, okay? Just check in with you, see how you are, because so often we go through our world and we forget to actually check in on ourselves. And by the time we realize we're not okay, it's too late, and we've fallen flat on our faces. So basically, this is just saying that, when you find that inner peace, happiness will follow. But if you're chasing that inner peace, then you're utilizing your energy externally, and of course you're going to be losing that energy, and it's going to actually make you more tired, more frustrated, more desperate, and than you need to be. So there you go, Tina. I hope that makes sense for you. I will send you the link. Hi, Kim. How you going? Okay, Zoe, let's do your reading. Okay, I'm gonna do a reading for you. I know she's gonna be okay. That much I know. And just her diet as well. I'm not quite sure what there is with her diet, but I did drop them. Does that count? Did that make sense, Tina? I think these are my new favorite cards. I like these. I think I say that about every deck I pick up, don't I? Zoe, yours is peace. Do they all have peace on them? Wait a minute. Oh no, they're all got different words on them. Okay, so this one's peace. And basically it says on the back, to create peace in the world, you must be unruffled within. Become tranquil, walk in the stillness, and act in harmony. The serenity that radiates from you will create peace. So basically it's saying be the peace. Okay, be that peace that you're seeking for, or seeking. You have to stop your mind. You've got to stop that chitter chatter. Tranquility is to be still. And when you are still, everything else, it doesn't matter. It's like the eye of a hurricane or the eye of the storm. You're in the middle of it and everything else is hectic around you. But because you're focused and centered, then, you know, everything's peaceful. And so that's the message there for you. I hope that makes sense. You guys correct me. Hey, Francis, how funny was it that I actually got you in that Canadian thing, in the Canadian event last week? We had an online mediumship demonstration with international mediums, and out of all the people all over the world, I got Francis. How awesome is that? Really cool. Hi, Lisa. Whoops, hit the wrong one. Sorry, Kim. Where's Lisa gone? There we go. Come back to you, Kim. This is the one I wanted to click on. Okay, Lisa, Spirit's telling me to pull one for you. Now, I'm not keeping any record on here, so if I've read for you already, let me know. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It is humility. Okay, humility. This is saying the way of the earth is to empty that which is full and fill that which is empty. And fill that is empty. True humility brings great fortune. Okay, so that makes sense. I have to keep up with all these messages. Hang on, give me a second. So basically, it's saying, you know, I guess when you look at the earth, it's the platform on which we all exist. It's our livelihood. Without the earth, we wouldn't exist in this physical state of being. So the earth essentially is everything to us. And, you know, if you constantly take on the energy of everybody near and around you, you do become full. And when you become full, your world becomes full. And everything, you know, you have less empathy for people, less empathy for situations, and your world, or the world that you exist in, becomes kind of gray. Everything becomes blended instead of beautiful, bright colors that are separated. Everything becomes gray and heavy and muddy. And this card is just basically saying that, you know, when you have the humility of understanding, when you have the empathy of embracing other people's situations, you truly get it, that you can help without taking it on. Because when you take stuff on, it can sometimes be self-importance and your own ego to make you feel good. But if you actually just hold space and be empathetic for somebody and bring in that humility, then that's what the greatest fortune is. Fortune isn't money. Fortune just, financial fortune just brings you choice, right? The true blessing and the true richness lays in love. You can be poor as anything and have beautiful love and be richer than any person will have all the wealth in the world and be on their own. And so, this card is just saying that, the way of the earth is to empty or let go of that fullness, that heaviness that you're carrying, and just, allow that sacred space to be that sacred space. You don't have to fill it up. It's like, you don't have to have a glass and fill it up all the way to the top just because it's able to do that. You don't have to take on everybody's dramas and everybody's energy just because you can do that. Sometimes you just need to be passive and lay down and just go, okay, I'm going to sit this one out. I don't need to be involved in this. I don't need to take on this energy. And, sometimes holding space for people to figure it out themselves is the best medicine that you can actually give somebody. It lets them know that they're loved and cared for, but it also lets them have the independence of figuring it out for themselves without being told what to do or without somebody else's opinion being inflicted upon them. So I hope that makes sense. Whoops, that just zipped past. Okay, where am I going to go now? Jack. Hey, Jack, how are we going? I'm just going to put a card for you. Hi, Tammy. These cards are really nice. Who are they by? They're by Daniel Levin. 50 beautiful illustrated Zen cards bring you joy, inspiration, and a new level of awareness. Use these cards to answer a question, set a new perspective on troubling situations, or forecast your future. Okay, there you go. Fortune telling. Woo. All right, Jack, let's see what we've got for you. Yeah, there you go. See? You don't need to look after them. You can hold space for them, but you don't need to look after them. Jack, the card is truth. Okay? Something's beeping. That's weird. My phone's going off. That's weird. All right. Hi, Kathy. Anyway, getting back to this. Jack. Truth. What is. What is not. No amount of wishing or wanting can change the simple fact. Okay, so my version of this is you can have, let me think of something that's not gross. I can't think of anything right now. But basically, it's talking about how you tell the story to yourself. How you tell what is your truth, how you tell the story to yourself. Basically, it doesn't matter whether you sugarcoat it or cover it in salt or dip it in chocolate. It doesn't matter whether you paint it all different colors. It doesn't matter what you do to it. Underneath, it's still the same thing. Okay, underneath, it's still the same thing. You can pick up, I guess, roll a pencil in, dip it in wine, cover it in sugar, dip it in chocolate. Doesn't matter how it looks on the outside, how amazing it looks on the outside. Underneath it, it's still a boring old pencil, right? And so we have to honor our own truth. All right, because at the end of the day, truth does come out. We learn this as a kid, and we pass it on to our kids when they're growing up. And that's the matter of fact. That's the underlying state of being. You can't change the truth. And you have to understand that everybody's truth is different. Okay? Because everybody's belief systems are different. And that doesn't mean that they're wrong. It just means that their belief systems are different and their truth is different to yours. And so, barking up a tree about I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. Look, to some extent, yeah, you might be right. Okay. But if somebody else is arguing the point as well, saying, no, I'm right, well, maybe they are right, because to them, they're right as well. And, it's like we never know what somebody else is going through in their life. And we sit in judgment based on what we're viewing from an external place. We don't know whether they've got family dramas or they're a victim of child abuse or domestic violence. We don't know, we don't know what they're carrying on about. Or we sit there in judgment going, oh my God, this asshole's blasting his horn at me. Why doesn't he, why doesn't prick slow down? But you don't know that he hasn't just got a phone call from his mother who's about to take her last breath, and he's desperately trying to get there to be there for her. So you don't know. Nobody ever knows what somebody else is going through. They can understand partially, but they never know because it's not them. And this is the same about truth. Everybody's truth is different, but it doesn't make it wrong. What makes it wrong is when you try and sugarcoat it as something else. You try and masquerade it as something else, but whether it's fear or ego or for whatever other reason, truth is best told straight off the bat. Be honest with yourself. This is the truth. This is my truth. And, in discussion with other people, there's nothing wrong with saying, look, I understand that you may have a difference of opinion and that may be your truth, and that's okay. But based on what I know, based on what I understand, based on who I am, this is my truth and I'm owning it. Okay, so let's just agree to disagree. There's so many different ways to look at this question or look at this message. But this one is just saying, what is not is not. What is. So wishing something is going to change and wanting it can change, it may not necessarily be. It may not do an absolute anything at all. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how much, you want something. You could have a green tree frog. You got a green tree frog for Christmas, but you didn't want a green tree frog. You wanted a yellow budgie. And every day you wish and wish and wish that your green tree frog was a yellow budgie, but it's never going to be a yellow budgie. It's always going to be a green tree frog. It doesn't matter how many times you put on a yellow budgie outfit, or dress your green tree frog up in yellow feathers. It's always going to be a green tree frog wrapped in feathers. So I think that's a really strong message for everybody tonight, Jack. And I do thank you for coming on to the banter and this card coming up for you, because I think that, a lot of us masquerade as something we're not. And maybe it's about time we started to own ourselves, our true self, and love that person, not love the person that everybody expects us to be. So I hope that makes sense to you, but I think that's been a really valid lesson for a lot of people, me included. I learn something from you guys all the time. Okay, where are we going now? Let's have a look. Where am I going? Kathy's got a question here. Here we go. I'm going to put that up. Hopefully it goes up. Kathy's asking me, how do you find doing readings over Zoom as opposed to in person? Personally, I love doing my readings over Zoom. I find people are a lot more comfortable because they're in their own safe space. They're in the comfort of their house. If they want to wear their pajamas, they can wear their pajamas. If they've got, 2 kids in the other room that they need to babysit, then the kids aren't jumping around in a stranger's place. The mother's not thinking, oh God, please don't knock that statue down. It's going to cost me $1 million to fix. So I actually find that the Zoom meetings are really beneficial for me. I have a lot, and I mean a lot, of international clients that I read for regularly. And without Zoom and social media, I wouldn't be able to do that. So all of my readings in the UK and Canada and the US and all over the other parts of the world that I've read for, if I didn't have that platform, then it would be majorly difficult for me. It's also allowed me to continue work and supporting you guys through this COVID as well, because a lot of places have been shut down, but our social media and our electronics, they haven't. And so people in need have been reaching out through Zoom, and we've been able to coach them through their hard times, and that's been really beneficial as well. So I hope that makes sense for you. I actually I enjoy them. Look, face-to-face, one-on-one, yeah, look, people like that personal connection, and I can totally understand that. But what I can tell you is that there's no difference in the reading if you were sitting in front of me as opposed to being on a screen doing Zoom. There's no difference at all, only that you're sitting, across from me in the room. And I would much rather you be comfy and, relaxed and in your own space than having to drive an hour or 2 hours or, be somewhere you're not quite sure, et cetera, and to sit in a face-to-face reading. But, I offer both. It just depends on the person, depends on what they're wanting, how they wanted to connect. But at the end of the day, the messages are from Spirit, and Spirit has no boundaries, near, far, whatever. The messages are identical. It's just, the comfort level of the person that's booking the reading. That's the main thing, Kathy. I hope that answered your question. Hi, Nadia. How you going? Jennifer, yeah, we've been safe. I'm fully vaccinated, so, as soon as the vaccines became available, we went and had them. So I don't even have to think about it. I have no regrets of getting the vaccine. I had no reaction to the vaccine. I felt a little bit fluey for a couple of days, but that was it. And, I just want to live life now to the fullest and, spend it with my family and get back to whatever normality we can get back to. So it's only the waiting game now, but yeah, it was a no-brainer for me. Like I just said, energy goes where attention flows, and I wasn't going to give it any more energy than it was needed. Brianne, haven't I read for you already? You catch me with your name all the time. It's such a Celtic name. Yeah, it's so hard. When you lose a loved one and you can't go anywhere. We can't even get out of our state, much less overseas. Like, ugh. My goodness. I mean, look, I've been lucky. I've had a few jobs earlier on in the year that I did get out of the state for. So I actually, got to Queensland a few times. But I did have to cancel quite a few shows in Queensland and in Sydney as well, a couple in Sydney. Jennifer, the one thing that's standing out for me is almost losing your dad. You didn't, thankfully. And, it's a lovely place to say almost, because, it doesn't always go that way. So sending lots of healing to him, and hope that he hangs on as long as he can till you see him, which is beautiful. All right, where are we going? Whoa, one jumped out. The Way. Is that 2 cards? Oh, it's 2 cards. I have to give you 2 cards, Brian. Renunciation and The Way. The Way. I don't know if those, if the Asian words mean those words. But anyway, let me just read these. So The Way says, meditate, live simply, work with integrity, become compassionate. That's the way. Accept each day, accept everything that comes to you as a gift, and mentally give it all back at the end of each day. That way you become free. No one can ever take anything from you, for nothing is yours. So basically that's like, look at the beautiful sunset, but let it go. Okay? Bask in the sun, but let it go. We don't own anything at all. Everything is ours just for a short time. Children in our lives just for a short time, figuratively speaking. People are in our lives just for a short time. Experiences are in our lives just for a short time. Everything is fluid. Everything's in motion. And so when the sun comes up, enjoy it, because it'll go down soon enough. And so basically these 2 cards are just saying, just calm your mind. Work with that beautiful silent energy and bring it into yourself. Be compassionate. Accept things that you can't change. And also accept that, allowing yourself to not hang on to anything, to not hold expectation, is actually very, very freeing. Because when you don't have an expectation and you're not attached to an outcome, whatever happens is a miracle. And I like to try and live that way. It's not always easy because I'm human, but I like to believe that, I pass on as much as I possibly can. Share it around. But, it's like having a bird in a cage. If you have it in a bird in a cage, yeah, you can look at it, but it's captured. It's not happy. And it might look beautiful to you, and it might sing to you and do your every wish. But how does that bird feel? Trapped, alone, having its wings all clipped and crushed into a cage where there's no movement? Figuratively speaking, of course. If it's meant to be, let it fly. Let it have the choice. And this is exactly what this is saying to you. Let it have a choice. I think that's a beautiful message. I think these are really gorgeous cards, and I'm going to be using these a lot, I think. I really like them. Jennifer. Okay, so Brian, I hope that makes sense for you. Jennifer, the way that I read this, because I'm quite tired tonight, I've had a big weekend. I read it, may I have a divorce? Like, that's what I read. I just missed out the reading part. May I have a divorce? Ricky, I can see your message there. I'm just holding space for you for the moment. After almost 2 years, he keeps changing his mind in percentage or money and moving assets out of the asset pool. Jennifer, guys do this. People do this. What I want to say to you is, don't be held prisoner to somebody. Okay, live your life, move on. If you move on, then what's going to happen is going to be like a dog that gets bored barking at the cat. It'll eventually move on. This is a power game for him. I've got another friend who is going through the exactly same thing, except it's in 6 figures. And he just will not let go of the bone. Okay. But if you let go of the bone, he's not going to have anybody to tug and pull with. He's not going to have anybody to entertain his ego. And so, I just want to say to you, just start to put in motion your new life. Think about what your new life is going to look like, how it feels. What are you going to do? What are you going to achieve? How's it going to be? And start to take steps. Because as soon as he feels that energy shift, he's going to panic. You can't control him. You can only take control of yourself. And what I suggest for you is to make progress in your new life. Make progress in your life. Little tiny changes. Doesn't have to cost money, but you might want to paint the front door or paint, the letterbox, change your name back to your maiden name. Whatever it is, just start to make steps in becoming your own person again. And once you can do that, then, he may let go of the bone. Where am I at now? Okay, now guys, I finish at 10 o'clock. Okay, so I've got half an hour left. And I want you for next week, I want you to share it, let people know that I'm on, okay? Because I know that I've been away for a few weeks, but I am back on now, and we will be continuing the banter every Sunday night. Now, next week, just while I'm thinking of it, I have two incredible women that I'm interviewing who work with the Indigenous communities, and they're providing meals and food for people less fortunate than themselves. Okay, and we're going to be hearing from Jody and Kayleen next week. Incredible souls doing an incredible journey, incredible job, and I cannot wait to bring them on the show and let them tell their story, because it really is something else. These are the sort of people that I could spend hours and hours and hours of losing time with, just because they're just so incredibly warm-hearted and kind and generous. And we need more people like that in the world, who are willing to put their money where their mouth is, basically, and help support those less fortunate. Okay, where am I at now? Okay, let's have a look. Ricky. Hey, Ricky. Okay, so Ricky, you've got on here that you're an emotional wreck, and that your wife left you. Okay. Look, that's really unfortunate, and I am sorry to hear that, as I'm sure everybody else is. I'm sure that there's always two sides to the story. There's hers, well, actually three: yours, hers, and the truth. And sometimes people naturally outgrow each other. Sometimes people just need a little bit of space from one another. It just depends. Just give her a little bit of time and just concentrate on yourself. Okay. Not sleeping and not eating is not going to get you anywhere, Ricky. Okay. It's only going to make you sick. And there's enough strain on the medical people at the moment without you letting yourself drop like that. So even if it's just something small, a cracker and a glass of water, or some juice, or some electrolytes, or something like that, you need to get some food in your belly, lad. And you need to start to sort of like take care of yourself, because you can only control you in this. All right. And sometimes it's not about you at all. There are so many different reasons people leave people, and it's not always for the reasons that we think. And so I just want to say to you, be kind. Okay. Be kind and compassionate to you. You're in grief. All right. And that's real. But I want to say to you, just try and find a positive in every single day. Okay. Because there will be one. And let me start by telling you, the fact that you're waking up in the morning, that's a positive reason, because many people go to bed with the expectation to wake up the next day, and they don't. They never get a chance to say goodbye to their loved ones. They never get a chance to hold their baby one more time. They never get a chance to watch their favorite TV show or eat their favorite food. They go to bed and they think, this is what I'm doing tomorrow morning, but they never wake up. And so right off the bat, you're better off than somebody else. And then that's not to take away from your pain, because I know that pain is real and raw. And, I do hold empathy and sending you lots of love for that. But I just want to say to you right now, in this moment, what can you do to make yourself feel better? Okay. It's not going to cure it, but it's going to allow you to breathe for a little bit. What's your favorite show? Go and make your favorite meal. Call up your favorite, a best friend. What can you do that's going to get you through this next moment. Stop looking at the whole day because it's a big mountain. You just need to look at what am I going to get through now? Like, what's right in front of me right now? Okay, do some walking if you can. Get that blood running through your body and get that serotonin moving. Okay, and what I do say, Ricky, is if you're not okay, please call Lifeline. Okay, nobody is worth killing yourself over. Okay, nobody. You have to have self-respect. You've got to love yourself more than you love somebody else. You can love them, but you've got to love yourself more because this is your journey. This is the life that you've been given. And I always have a big belief system, and I said this at the beginning of the show. When one door closes, it opens another door that's always better. Okay? That's always better. And it may not feel that way right now, because you're hurting and you're scared and all the rest of it that comes along with an emotional, discord. So what I want you to do is just focus on right now. What can I do right now to make myself feel better? Go eat some ice cream, listen to Beck's Banter, whatever it is. Find that happy place and breathe it in, okay? But please, if you're not okay and you feel like you're going to do something silly, call Lifeline, okay, and get some help. That's the only recommendation that I have. I'm going to give you a card reading though anyway. Let's see what we've got for you. Whoops. Okay, here we go. This one is... Have I got two there? Wait a minute. Oh, I've got two. Wait a minute. I'm going to go with this one. What is this one? Self-acceptance. Okay, self-acceptance. Your true nature is neither good nor bad. It's not found in enlightenment or lost in delusion. It is the spotless beauty of all creation. Who then is the self you are accepting or not accepting? See, Ricky, the card says what I've just told you. I'm going to read it again. Your true nature, is neither good nor bad. It's not found in enlightenment or lost in delusion. It is the spotless beauty of all creation. Who then is the self you are accepting or not accepting? So this is basically saying, hey, wake up. Who are you? Who are you? What are you looking for? The life that we live in, we seem to so easily break down to black and white. It's either black or it's either white. It's either love or it's either hate. It's either yin or it's either yang. It's either male or it's either female. It's one or the other. But there's always that in between. There's always that in between. Even if it's so minuscule you can't see it, there's always that tiny little in between. And it's there that we find the beauty. It's there when one blends into the other one to create balance. What I want you to do, Ricky, is find your balance, okay? Find that one thing that's going to balance you out and start to love that. Love that place. Love that person, okay? You have to have self-acceptance. You are what you are, and if you're doing the best that you can, nobody can expect anything else from you. But if you're sitting there going, I should have done this. I know I was a shitty husband. I should have treated her better. I shouldn't have yelled at her. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. If you know that you've done these things, and I'm not saying you have, Ricky, I'm just using it as an example. But if you have done all these things, what are you going to do to fix it? What are you going to do? Are you just going to let her walk away? You're going to tell her you love her? How can I make it up to you? How can I make you feel better? How can I say I'm sorry? How can I change? How can I use this lesson best possible way I can? Because everything in life is a lesson, whether it be positive, negative, good, bad, whatever it is, it's a lesson. And that's what this soul growth is about, lessons. How can I better myself? And that's what this card is about. Accepting difference, embracing difference, and finding the beauty in difference. I hope that makes sense for you, Ricky, and I'm sending you lots of love. And I do wish you all the best. And I know that whatever the outcome is, it's going to be the best possible outcome for you. And, I truly believe that, when one door closes, the energy changes, and whatever comes next is truly magical. So I do send that with lots of love, because I know that you're hurting, and I know that you're angry. I know that you're frustrated. I know you're going through the normal grief process, and that's okay. Allow yourself to feel it, step into it, and ask yourself, what is this truly about? How can I learn from this? What can I benefit from this pain? You can do it, just one step at a time. Something bit me. Okay, where am I at? Where am I? Zoe just booked your first reading with me. Oh, wow. That's so cool. Can't wait. I've had some really cool readings this week. Really cool readings. Okay, let's have a look. Lisa Anderson. I haven't read for you tonight, have I? I don't think I have. Oh, I just threw a card out. Let's look at this one. Oops. Ooh, ego. Ego. Those who say they know do not know. Those who say they do not know also don't know. Therefore, be quiet and let your actions speak for you. They speak much louder than your words. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. I don't know about that, because, sometimes, I think everybody has a different language of love. And yes, I agree partially that, actions can speak louder than words. But what if the action is to express the words? What if the action is to write down those words? I'm very much a romantic person. I'm an author and a writer. So for me, words are everything. And if I write something down, my pen is connected to my heart. And I've always said that. If I write something down, it is my truth. And some people just struggle because it's not that way for them. And that's okay. But it's not their language of love. And so for them, they need you to walk the talk. They don't just need you to talk it. But sometimes for people such as myself who may not have the energy or the courage to do the walk, that talk in the penmanship is the best that they can do in that moment. And I think it's morally wrong or morally sad to say to somebody, your words don't count just because I want to see you walk in it. And so, look, I think that this is a can of worms to open. Usually, yeah, look, walk your talk, actions speak louder. Okay, whatever. But what if for some reason the person cannot do those actions, and all they can muster up is the courage and the energy to speak those words or write those words? So my interpretation of this would be, do your best. Just do your best and do it from a place of impeccability. Is this the best that you can do right now? And if the best you can do right now is to write I love you or write something, then you have to understand that's not coming from ego. That's coming from honest integrity. Maybe later you can walk your talk, but for now, that might be all you can muster up. So I'm going to add something else into that one. I think that, ego is a strange thing. We all need ego to be in this physical platform. But ask yourself, am I getting something out of this? If I'm writing with no intention to change somebody's actions, no intention to manipulate anybody's thought processes, if I'm writing just because I'm simply writing to say, this is how I feel, then I don't see ego in that. If you're not wanting to, manipulate anything, if you're just wanting to hold space and say, I'm holding space, there's no reason why that's egotistical. So I disagree with this card. What's everybody else think? Good night, Sugar Mama. What does everyone think? No matter what you do for somebody, and I've got a story behind this one. I know you love my stories. Okay, so let me put it to you this way. If you were walking down the street and it was like 7:00 at night and you saw, a homeless man on the street, and, he's standing there, his clothes are worn, his hair's all matted, he's dirty looking, and he's asking for some money. And you give him money, right? You think, oh, look, poor old soul. I'm going to give him some money so he can get some dinner or something. And this guy is looking totally stressed out, like absolutely, totally stressed out. He's shaking. He's not holding himself together. He's an absolute physically and mentally emotional mess. And you give him $20 and say, mate, go and buy yourself a hamburger. Fill up your belly and go and buy yourself a hamburger. And then 20 minutes later, you come back and he's got a 6-pack of stubbies. And suddenly the rage comes through you like, you prick. I gave you that money to buy you food, not to buy a bunch of drink. You can piss that up a wall. I gave you some money to buy you some food. Why didn't you buy some food? And this argument breaks out, right? This argument breaks out. Why didn't you buy some food? I gave you some money to buy some food. Do you get the story? If you're going to do something for somebody with expectation, that's ego. Here, mate, go and buy yourself some food. And what if that guy had been on the street and he was suffering so badly from alcohol withdrawal that he couldn't think straight, that his body was in physical pain, that mentally his head was pounding, his heart rate was thumping through dangerous levels of pace. And what if you gave him a choice to stop that pain? What if you gave him that choice to put his mind at ease and to settle his body and for him to be able to smile again? Just by giving him the money, you gave him choice to be able to go and buy a few stubbies to settle down his addiction. You see what I mean? If you give somebody something, here you go. It shouldn't matter what they spend it on or what they do with it. You give it with heart and give it with pure intent, not with expectation. Here you go, mate. You look like you're having a bit of a hard time. Knock yourself out. Enjoy your night. Walk away. But here's this guy yelling and screaming because this guy didn't buy himself a hamburger. Now, he might have had 10 hamburgers before that. You don't know. What he really needed was something to settle his drug addiction down or his alcoholism down or whatever it is, settle his mind down, whatever it was. You gave him that choice, but you're sitting there in ego because you didn't buy a hamburger. Just remember this lesson. Those who say they know, they don't know. You don't know what somebody else is going through. You don't know what's going through this guy's mind or going through this guy's body. You know what? If somebody said that to me, I'd say, stick your $20 up your ass. If you're going to give it to me and tell me what I have to do with it, I don't want your money. But if you're going to give it to me with pure intent and love and help me out the way I need to be helped out, then I'm most gracious. Actions speak louder than words sometimes. If actions come with attachments, that's ego. Accept all things without attachments. And if words come from an impeccable place, then they're impeccable and there's nothing egotistical about them. So I disagree with this card. And I just want everybody to remember this one. Why do you do things for people? What do you get out of it? Are you setting yourself up for some graciousness? It's like mediums that I see on the platform sometimes. And they might be incredible mediums. But they get out there and they're like, got a gentleman, his name's Charlie. And the audience goes, wow. And he's standing at 5'3" and he's got a mother called Julie. Wow. He keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And 4 questions in, the lady puts up her hand and goes, yeah, that's my dad. That's my dad. But the person keeps going. And he's bald and he used to work as a fireman and he's this and this and this and this. And the lady's in the audience going, yeah, but that's my dad. That's my dad. And still gets ignored because all the medium wants is to show the audience how good they are. I have seen this time and time again, guys. Time and time again. Being a mediumship is not about how good you look to the audience. Being a medium, a good medium, is standing there providing evidence that you're speaking to a loved one and that you have a message for their loved one living. If they've acknowledged 3 questions in that that's their dad, then work with the spirit and give them the message. Don't drag it out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 messages later and you're still standing there. Because in the end, spirit will give up trying to come through and you'll look like an absolute twat. Suddenly might all have all of these links and then suddenly you've got nothing because the spirit went ego. See it all the time in my industry and it's horrible. Do with pure unconditional love. Don't have expectation and detach from any outcome. I learned this in my training years ago in shamanic training. Has anybody seen the 4 agreements? Don Miguel Ruiz. 4 agreements. Does anybody know what they are? Let's see how good you are. Don't take it personally. Always do your best. What else? Come on, let's see who knows them. So you write them down. The 4 agreements, that's right. I'm going to write them down for you. Don't take it personally. Hang on, I'll put typo in there. So it's don't take it personally. Do your best. Don't make assumptions. And be impeccable with your word. There you go. Always do your best. Don't take it personally. I've got it on there twice. Wait, I repeated it twice. I always forget one. Don't take it personally. Always do your best. Don't make assumptions. And be impeccable with your word. Anyway, I think that's it. Have I got them all there? Be impeccable with your word means that you are coming from a good place of non-judgment, a good place of, integrity, impeccability. You're not coming from a place of maliciousness. The words you speak are your truth, and you truly believe in them. The fifth agreement is listen but be skeptical. It was added years and years later by his son. Listen but be skeptical. And I think that's something really important to also understand as well. And maybe something that we could discuss on a banter one night is these 4 agreements, because they are absolutely incredible to live by. I mean, there's so many incredible sayings that are out there that you can have as your mantras, and the 4 agreements are one of them. Be impeccable with your word. Watch what you say to people, because it can be harmful. It might just be something silly to you, but can actually be devastating to somebody else. Don't make assumptions. Don't just assume something is something. Don't just assume that this is how it is, or they're doing this because of this reason. You never know why. So unless you have facts, don't make an assumption. I'll put that down for us to discuss them. But just in the meantime, just, have a little bit of think about how you speak to people. Have a think about how you say things. Have you done your best? Always do your best. Don't make assumptions. Be impeccable with your word. Really strong, aren't they? What else have I got? One of the ones that I use quite frequently is by the incredible Carrie Fisher. Be afraid, but do it anyway. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. My barber master taught me that one. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You go on and on and on. But find your mantra this week, guys. That's what I want to leave you with. Find your mantra. Find your mantra, put it up on your Facebook wall, pin it to your head, put it on the back of the toilet, whatever it is. Find your mantra. Dolly's got heaps of them. If you don't like the road, pave another one. If you're sick of looking at the rain, follow the rainbow. There's heaps of positive inspiration. But I think each and every one of us have a lot of, I guess, forgiving to do in these times, because we've all said things in hurt and pain before. We've all assumed and made judgment on somebody else. We've always, I guess, assumed things. So this week, what I want you to all do is just have a think. Have a think where you may have said the wrong thing to somebody out of fear. You may have spoke out of truth. And I just want you to forgive yourself for that. Forgive yourself and love yourself, because you're on a journey and you're learning. You don't smack a kid in the head just because he fell over learning to walk, because he's learning to walk. None of us are perfect. But then that's all anyone can ask from us. That's what we can ask and expect from ourselves. So with that, I'm going to say good night. For those of you that haven't received a reading from me tonight, please don't lose heart. Come on next week. Bring your friends, your loved ones. Come on, and we'll always have more readings. And just be gentle and kind. What about when people are being bullies and controlling? Love them. Feel sorry for them and just offer them peace. Because bullies aren't naturally born bullies. Bullies are the product of abuse or something like that. So just feel sorry for them. The bitterness doesn't come from within. The bitterness comes from external source. It's something they've learned. It's a learned behavior. So if we can show them kindness and love, then maybe we can turn them around. That being said, I'm going to wish you all love and kindness for the week. Thank you for joining me back on the banter. It has been quite a few weeks, and it's good to be back. I can see Nikki up there again, and again, we wish him all the best for the Carter Awards. And for those of you that don't know what the Carter Awards are, they're kind of like the Academy Awards for Oracle decks and tarot. And Nick has a beautiful Oracle deck that's up for some awards, and I do wish him all the best because I love it. But anyway, be gentle, be kind, be loving, be the best version of yourself that you can be. And if that means all you can do is get off the sofa, then enjoy it. All right, guys, I'm sending you love, and I will see you all next week at 8 o'clock on Sunday evening. Have a fantastic week, and be kind. Remember that one. Talk soon.